Hey, what's good YouTube? It's your boy TheIsoFresh, aka IsoRose, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Here in this video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm bringing y'all the top 5 best guard builds in this game. I'm not gonna put these in no certain order. These are just the best ones to create because it's really just opinion based on which one you think is the top guard build. But these are just the top 5 that I think are the most dominant in the park, in the rec, and pro-am, wherever you play. These builds are gonna dominate, you feel me? So let's go ahead and get into this thing. Alright man, for the first point guard build I want to show y'all is the slashing playmaker. With this build you can pretty much do everything, but of course it's mainly for playmaking. You only get Hall of Fame playmaking badges, which wasn't a problem to me. This is my favorite build that I have thus far. I love it. Y'all see me going crazy with it. It can do pretty much everything, but these are the attributes you want to do to create the build that I have. You get 12 finishing, 12 shooting, 24 playmaking, and 10 defensive. A lot of people like to go less on the defensive badges to get more shooting and more playmaking. Not playmaking, but finishing. I don't think that's necessary. 12 shooting and 12 finishing is plenty. And for the body shape, you do whatever you want. I always do compact. And I made my build 6'5" to have that height advantage, so I can guard some taller players. Still can't guard bigs, but you can guard some taller players. Lowest weight, so you can have the max speed, and lowest swing span to increase your 3 ball by 3, so you have a 78. And I believe that's going to be an 82, 84, no 83 at 99.9, but an 82 at 99. So this build can do pretty much everything. You are the fastest build in the game. You are hard to guard. You quick, you easy on your feet, and whatever playmaker you want to go with. I suggest don't do slasher because you really don't catch bodies like that on this build. I say go with either shot creator or playmaking, but y'all know I went with slasher on that build. And for the badges, let me just show y'all how I put mine together. Alright, for the badges, this is what I like to do. Y'all know I don't run contact finisher, and I catch contacts without it, so I feel like contact finisher is not needed on this build. So I like to put on fancy footwork gold, slithery finisher gold, consistent finisher gold. A lot of people sleep on consistent finisher, but this badge is very useful. If you missing late 12% layups, it's probably because you don't have consistent finisher on. And I also like to run teardroppers sometimes because I feel like floaters are really useful in this game, and teardropper helps you make them. You can't make floaters without this badge for some reason. If I don't feel like doing floaters, I may run relentless finisher or acrobat. But for the most part, I'm running these 4 badges right here with finishing. Shooting, these are the only shooting badges you need, bruh. If you can't green with these badges, I don't know what's wrong with you. But these are the only shooting badges you need. Anything else is unnecessary. Really, all you need is quick draw and range extender. But if you got the shooting badges, I mean the badge points for shooting, this is all you need right here. Playmaking, you can do pretty much whatever you want, but this is what I like to run. Give to people dimer because people can't shoot. I run unpluckable gold, even though that badge don't work for real. I got, what else I run? Ankle breaker gold and space creator gold. Sometimes I'll take off space creator and put on stop and go, or I'll take off stop and go, put on bail out. Whatever you want to do with this last badge you can, but this is the main things you're gonna want. And let's get into the defensive badges. For the defensive badges, honestly, Intimidator, all you needed is on bronze. Intimidator doesn't even really work on guard, so if you're a guard guarding guards, you don't really need Intimidator that high. You pretty much don't need it at all. But for the rest of these badges are a must, especially clamps and pickpocket. If you want to take down pickpocket, put it on bronze, put on rim protector, and then maybe interceptor, so you can be a little bit more of a threat on defense to have these badges on. But I run 2s and people don't really get the ball that often. If they do, I'd like to have pickpocket so I can steal the ball from them. So this is the first build I wanted to show y'all, the slashing playmaker. I feel like this is the most all-around build you can create, but I'm gonna get into the other builds that are more dominant in certain areas than this build is. Alright, the next build I am going to show y'all is the offensive threat, aka the BP build. This build is a glitch, bruh. If you have this build, you know how this build is, bruh. It is so dominant. You get Hall of Fame shooting and slashing badges, but this is how I create my build. How I did create my build. I gave myself 15 playmaking. Bow. 16 shooting, so I can have 4 Hall of Fame shooting badges, because that's all I need personally. If you need more, give yourself more. It's really up to you. 16 shooting. I think I need to put this down. Okay, no, I don't. 16 finishing, I mean. And then for defense, like I said before, I like to have a lot of defensive badges. So I gave myself, I think 9 I get on this build here. What else did I put up? Probably interior. Alright, so this is the build. You get 16 finishing, 16 shooting, 15 playmaking, and 9 defensive. Some people like to do 6 defensive badges, I believe, and give themselves some more shooting and finishing badges. Actually just shooting probably. There's a way you could set it up to where you get 20 shooting, but I don't need 20 shooting badges. I don't think anyone really needs 20 shooting badges. I like my defensive badges, and I like 16 shooting, and I like 16 finishing, and the 15 playmaking is fine. I don't need more than that. And you know, this doesn't matter. With me, I went 6'2", because when you are 6'2" or shorter, your jump shot is faster than any other build. Like, your jump shot is just quicker, I guess. So I went 6'2", but most people like to go 6'3", so you're not that much of a liability on defense. But 6'2", lowest weight, lowest wingspan, so you can speed boost off rip. Now you have an 87 ball control, 83, 82 driving dunks, so you will get contact dunks on this build as long as you upgrade them. 3 more upgrades, so at 98 you get contact dunks. What takeover you want to go with, it's entirely up to you. I went with a sharp takeover because I've already done it with slasher. I've done slasher takeover, so I wanted to try something different. And I also have a build with playmaking takeover, so sharpshooter takeover is what I went with, but takeovers is entirely up to you. Offensive threat. Now let's just get into these badges and what the badges I like to run on this build, or what I will run when I max this build out. Alright, for the finishing, like I said before, I am against contact finisher. You don't need contact finisher, so I'm going fancy footwork Hall of Fame, slithery finisher Hall of Fame, consistent finisher Hall of Fame, and last badge is entirely up to you. If you want to run contact finisher, go ahead, but like I said before, I don't need this badge. I catch contact dunks without it, and I really don't even drive that much. If I do drive, it's going to be a lot wide open dunk. So I like to run teardropper, relentless finisher Hall of Fame, or acrobat Hall of Fame. So the last badge entirely up to you. Shooting badges, run the same thing as the slashing playmaker, but this time they're Hall of Fame, so I'm going to be even more deadly from the 3. These badges are all you need to be able to shoot consistently. If you want to run Hot Zone Hunter instead of Green Machine, I guess that's cool, but Hot Zone Hunter isn't that important, at least to me. Green Machine is way more of an effective badge, so this is what I like to rock out with. And for the playmaking, you get 5 gold playmaking badges, and this is what I am going to run on my playmaker. This is all you really need. These 2 are the main ones. Sometimes I may even take off Dimer, because if you can't shoot without Dimer, you ain't gonna be able to shoot with Dimer, and I'll put on ankle breaker or bailout. But for the most part, I'm gonna be running this. I may take unpluckable down some and just have ankle breaker on silver or bailout on silver, but for the most part, this is what I'm going to be running as playmaking. And then the defensive, these are the 3 things I'm going to be running. Pick dodger, and I'm going to put intimidator a bit higher. I know I said intimidator isn't that effective, but it does work the higher you, it is more effective the higher you put it up. And since my build is so short, being 6'2", I'm going to need a little bit more intimidator on this build, so this is what I'm going to be running. And this is how I made my offensive threat. Let's go ahead and get into build number 3. Alright man, build number 3 is going to be the playmaking shot creator. For this build, you're going to need the pie chart that has playmaking and shooting. This build is good. I have it on my other account. It's a playmaking shot creator. I don't really play with it that often just because it's on my other account and this is my main one. But this was the first build I created. I didn't dislike the build. I just wanted to try something a little bit different, something that was a little bit quicker, something a little bit taller. So I made my slashing playmaker, and that's my baby right there. But for the most part, this is what you're gonna want to create. 16 shooting badges. If you want more, go ahead. But for me, all I need is 16 playmaking. Max these 2 out. I gave myself 21 playmaking. Finishing, max these out, you don't really get that high of playmaking. So I gave myself 5 finishing. Actually, this is how I made mine. I gave myself 20 shooting. I'm over here capping it, y'all. 20 shooting, 20 playmaking. And then I gave myself 5 defensive badges. Guess I tweaked this around a little bit. Wow. Alright, this is how I made mine. 20 shooting, 20 playmaking, 5 finishing, 5 defensive. This build is good for what it is made to do. It does it well. Like I said, body type don't really matter. I made my build 6'4". You can go a bit taller if you want, but mine is 6'4". Lowest weight, lowest wingspan. So you can see 88 open shot 3, 89 ball handling. That is beautiful. You can shoot, dribble, Hall of Fame playmaking, Hall of Fame shooting badges. People never thought we'd see the day to get that combination. But for this build, I went with playmaking takeover. And let's go ahead and get into the badges. Alright, for the badges, as you can see, we got 4 extra not playmaking, but shooting badges that I normally get. So this is what I rock with on this build, Deadeye. And sometimes I like to put on difficult shots, or I may take difficult shots off and put on Hot Zone Hunter. But even though I may get a little different, have Hot Zone Hunter gold and difficult shots gold, that way I can have them both. But if you like to rock out with Hall of Fame badges, this is what you're gonna want to rock out with. And for the playmaking, like I said, these are the main 2 you need. So I put these 2 Hall of Fame, and I'll throw Dimer on Hall of Fame. Unpluckable bronze, because unpluckable don't work like that. Then I have ankle breaker. Then I may throw on floor general, you know, just to give him a +1 bailout on bronze. You know, badges are completely up to you. Rock with them how you want to rock out with them, but these 2 are the main ones you're going to need. Let's go ahead and get into the defensive badges. Defensive badges, like I said, entirely up to you, but for the most part, you're gonna need clamps, and I rock out with Pickdodger silver, or I'll put clamps on bronze, intimidator bronze, and I have pickpocket bronze. But I try to keep my Pickdodger up pretty high because people love to set screens, and I hate getting caught big bodies, you feel me? So finishing badges, final thing, you don't get too many. Fancy footwork is OP, so I put that gold, and then I put slithery finisher silver. But for the most part, this build is great for what it is made for, shooting and dribbling. If you want to just do that, make this build. If you want something a bit more all around, either make the slashing playmaker or the offensive threat. So let's go ahead and get into build number 5, I think. No, build number 4, my fault. Alright, build number 4. This is the most frustrating build for me to go against. I hate this build. I will never make this build, but I know this build is OP. If you've seen this build before, I know you have. It's the monster build, the slashing playmaker, aka drive to the paint and hop step 24/7. Alright, for this 2-way slashing playmaker, I went ahead and just put the attributes up because I like to tweak these a little bit to make it the best all-around build I can possibly create. But this is what I came up with: 10 finishing, 10 shooting, 20 playmaking, 20 defensive. If you have this build and you go against me, bruh, I swear I don't like you, because this build is a glitch just because of the badges that it gets on it. Let me show y'all these badges. For the height, I make them 6'5", weight, lowest weight, so you can have that speed, and put your wingspan all the way down so you can get a boost to your playmaking and shooting, because this bad can't really shoot that well. You can green consistent with a 69.3 if you built like that, but some people aren't. For the badge, takeover, go with slashing or lock if you want to be toxic, or if you just want to have fun, get clipped, go with playmaking. If I created this build, I would never create this build because this build is just way too cheesy. I would probably go with the slashing takeover. So let's go ahead and get into these badges. The 2-way slashing playmaker, bro, it's a glitch. Alright, for finishing badges, I suggest putting on contact finisher on this build, because this build catches hella contact dunks, relentless finisher, and then throw on consistent finisher bronze. For you gonna need badges for catching bodies, because this build has like a really high dunk density for some reason. It's just a glitch. Shooting badges, whatever you want to put on it, but I say for the most, why can't I do that? All right, for the most part, this is what you're gonna want to run, but put whatever you want to do. Playmaking, quick first step Hall of Fame, handle for days Hall of Fame. Those are the two main ones you need, bro. If you're not running that, I don't know what you're doing. You could throw on some dimer, but like I said, if you can't shoot without dimer, you ain't gonna be able to shoot with dimer. So sometimes I like to take dimer off and just let my teammates suffer. But for the most part, this is what you can run. But run whatever you want to run, but you just gonna need these two right here, Hall of Fame for sure. Defensive badges, this is why I hate this build so much, because it gets Hall of Fame defensive badges as a guard, and it can do pretty much everything else that a guard can do. If you cold like that, this build is green lights, like it's lights out. So put on these OP badges so you can lock up other guards. Whatever you want to run on them, just run it. Like, this badge is ridiculous, but it's one of the top guard builds you can create. So if you want to go ahead and make this build, just don't go against me, because I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna get your IP and I'm gonna fry your shit. Nah, I'm capped. I don't know how to do that shit. But here goes the number 4 spot at the slashing playmaker, two-way slashing playmaker. So let's go ahead and get into build number 5. Alright y'all, for the 5th and final build, it is going to be a very rare build. I don't see a lot of people using this. It's the two-way 3-point playmaker. You're going to go with the defensive and shooting pie chart. Always go with the max speed, physical profile if you're a guard. I don't know why you would go with anything else. But for this build, we're going to start off with the finishing close shot. Put that at a 75, I believe, 75. And then driving layup, max that out at a 76. Driving dunk, max that out at 77. Mid-range shot, put this at 75 once again. 3-point max out, free throw max out, and post fade at a 66. So you get 3 finishing, 15 shooting. Pass accuracy, max this out at a 82. Ball handling, max that out 78. Post move, put this up to 60. Bow, right there. So 15 shooting, 14 playmaking. And the defensive badges, max out perimeter, max out lateral quickness, max out steal, max out defensive. Actually, you can't max it out, but put it as high as you can, and it goes up to a 73. Put body shape whatever you want, but you have to be 6'3" in order to have the two-way 3-point playmaker name. Weight all the way down, wingspan all the way down. So these are the attributes you will get for it at base, but once you hit 99.9, of course you're gonna get a +4 I mean, to every attribute. And then whichever takeover you want to go with, I would go with sharp. And then boom, the final build, two-way 3-point playmaker. I don't see a lot of people running this build, but honestly this build is goated. Let's go ahead and get into these badges. Alright, finishing, we only get 3 of these hoes, so I would suggest just putting like fancy footwork gold, because this badge is OP. Shooting badges, you get Hall of Fame shooting. The only thing I would put Hall of Fame is range extender and quick draw. Everything else put on gold. And then I guess rock out with a bronze hot zone hunter, bronze difficult shots, whatever you want. Or you can put Green Machine Hall of Fame or Deadeye Hall of Fame. It's entirely up to you. Finishing badges, you only get up to gold, so those 2 are the main ones, as I keep saying. Then I will put tight handles gold. If you want to help out your teammates, put on some dimer. But like I keep saying, if you can't shoot with dimer, without dimer, you ain't gonna be able to shoot with it. And then whatever you want else to put on there, go ahead. I'd rock out with bell out. This badge is OP, and just put unpluckable up a little bit higher. And then for the defensive, you get Hall of Fame defensive badges. So I would rock out with pickpocket, intimidator gold, pick dodger gold. Hall of Fame, clamps, Hall of Fame. And then for the final badges, I will put just some Barnes badges on, rim protector, interceptor, and I guess put Hall of Fame back up to Hall of Fame. Intimidator up to Hall of Fame. But that is going to do it. Those are my top 5 guard builds. If you enjoy or have one of these builds, go ahead, hit the like button on the video and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I will see y'all in my next video, bro. I'm out.